Thank you very much for joining us today. My name is Marian White, and I'm obviously starting to celebrate the holiday season, which is a lot of fun. And with me is my fellow elf, Ken Bialo. Now, you may not realize that Ken was actually mayor in the village of Larchmont and on the board of trustees for many years, and has just made such a difference in the well-being of the village over your years of service. So thank you very much.
You're welcome very much. And Marian was the chair of the now defunct Republican Party, right? For these
It's a
many
phoenix.
years. And
It's coming back.
Trustee before that. It may come back. And a trustee before that. And Marian wears this hat every Christmas and every holiday season. Excuse me. Just to proclaim fun, right? This is
we are fun.
proclamation
This
of
is
fun.
our
This
one
is it.
time a year that we're fun.
We're going to be fun, but I can't sit forward. I have to sit back. Do you want to introduce the people on the table here?
Well, one is the Mets. I can see that, a Mets Santa hat.
Yeah.
And there's a bird with a carrot nose.
No, that's not a bird. It's a snowman.
Oh, okay, sorry.
And this is a movable feast.
As is this.
That's a jester.
We just forgot
jester,
to bring batteries.
You forgot to bring batteries.
Well, next year.
Yes. And the others are just plain Santa hats.
There's no such thing as a plain Santa hat,
Well,
excuse
I mean,
me.
a red and white Santa hat that was pilfered by one of our camera people from around the world.
Thank you, John.
Okay.
So,
Let's get serious now.
we'll see.
Yeah.
Well, it's always so wonderful to open up talking about the furniture share house. That's what I think. Because in all the doom and gloom out there and fake news and stuff like that, there's this group that's recognized and becoming more and more recognized on a broad scale, but they're just doing their job, making a difference, and it's wonderful. So the Power of 10 was the 10th anniversary gala for the Furniture Share House, and that was held at the end of October. And I received this nice note that they raised over $120,000 and almost 300 people participated. So it was just very exciting. But then what was attached to the note was a thank you note. And I just wanted to read it to get a sense of what, this affects lives. It's really quite amazing.
This is a thank you note from a person who took advantage of the opportunity to come to Furniture Share House and get free furniture, gently used, picked up by Furniture Share House.
They'd been in a shelter, didn't have anything, finally did find an apartment, but it was empty. I'm a single mom with 2 boys. We were homeless for over a year and spent 6 months living in a shelter. I managed to finally get a place for us to live, but when I left my husband, we left everything. We have been sleeping on the floor and using the top of the microwave as a table for the kids to eat on. Thank you so much for your gratitude, kindness, and help. My kids came home from school on Thursday, completely overjoyed that now they can finally sit and have a bed to sleep on. You have provided for us something we couldn't even manage to do. You have touched our hearts and our homes. Thank you so much.
Very nice.
And one of the people here
Yes.
had suggested, you said there are many thank you notes like this,
Yes.
and that maybe we should read one a show. And I think that's a really great idea.
Well, let's see. Furniture Share House has assisted over 10,500 people.
Wow.
With 56,000 items, household items, that have been collected from residents of this county, gently used items that have been given out to free for people who are leaving shelters and who have really starting their lives again. They may have a place to live, but they don't have anything much to put in it. So there's a book of thank you notes like this that is about, it's probably 4 or 5 inches high.
Oh, wow.
Of thank you notes that people write. And not everybody writes a thank you note. What's this dated? This is 10/31/16. Yeah.
Yeah. So right after.
Yeah, right. Presumably right after. But the idea of actually going out to buy a thank you note, right?
Well,
a
you're
printed
right.
thank you note, and then to take the time to write it, I just think says a lot.
Oh, it absolutely does. And just let me, also, you said it's picking up from residents, which is true, but people are aware of it, and it said at one point a hotel was actually redecorating or something and called and donated furniture
It's happened
to
several
furniture.
times, actually, yeah.
Yeah.
And residents also bring things that they want to leave up to the share house and just leave them there to be picked up, and they go to furniture drives all around the county. And so it's not just people calling in and having things picked up, but it's people actually putting stuff in their car or van or wagon or something and bringing it over. It has become a more well-known operation, and I think the more well-known it is, the better it will be. Right now, the waiting list is 6 weeks. If there were
Oh, wow.
if there was more furniture
Right.
available, then it's conceivable that things could move faster. There's a limitation of what you can do based on the space and how you move it around, but it's conceivable we could move it faster and have a shorter line. In any event, it's a great fundraising event. Kate does a ridiculously good job.
She certainly does.
At everything that she does, and she did a great job with that, and the buzz was great, and it was a lot of fun.
It was a lot of fun, definitely. So I'm looking forward to the one in 2 years. Maybe Kate will have retired by then.
Can't tell.
But if not, we know it's going to be really great. Then I just wanted to go over, LMC-TV was speaking at the Larchmont Mamaroneck Local Summit, and you know, a lot of people don't really know much about it. And so I just thought it was interesting. Matt Sullivan, who's the Chief Operating Officer, said access, access, access is what LMTV is all about. And you were involved with LMC-TV when you were on the board. Mm-hmm. It began in 1983, and it's focused on serving 3 segments of the community: the public, school districts, and municipal government. And we're here, I guess, for the community part, would you say?
Well, we're neither school nor government.
So we're public.
We're public.
Yes, we're here for the public.
We're here for the public.
Yes.
Yes, we're speaking for the public. We're going to come to that in a second, right?
So I know you really valued when you were working with the board, and was very impressed with the quality of the people here. And our own Dina Schumacher also spoke. I'm trying to find her. She has a big, impressive title. Oh, studio production manager. So that's very impressive.
Do you think we could get a close-up of this, John? The circled person is Dina. She's got a big smile on her face, looking very important. and enjoying the accolades from the masses.
Well, she makes things happen. She's a get-it-done
I hear
person.
Austin laughing in the control room.
So next I want to just bring people up to date with the status on the Larchmont Playhouse. Mm-hmm. The building is listed for $1.5 million. There seem to be at least 2 potential buyers, and the community group has spoken to both of them. The owners would be willing to fix the building itself, the roof and things like that, but the community would need to provide the funds to upgrade the theaters and buy projectors. So it can cost a lot of money. So this continues to be a work in progress.
So this would be a I'm not understanding.
Well, it
Would
is
this
a
be profit?
501c3.
What is? The community, quote, activist,
the community
close quote.
part
yes,
of
yes.
it.
It's a
yes.
501c3.
Right.
So the 501c3 would provide financial support by way of new chairs and refurbishing, right, for a profit-making organization. I don't think you can do that. I don't think a 501c3.
We have verbal assurance from a nonprofit lawyer that we can do this and still collect donations through the nonprofit. We plan to obtain a written opinion that we can donate and retain tax-exempt status. So I guess
It's a big issue.
it's clearly a big issue.
Yeah, it's a big issue.
Well, we'll see. Anyway, people have pledged money, but they're not collecting yet.
Well, I mean, and the other side of that is you would be giving money for what, a chair? Why don't they name the chairs? Like we used to
Oh, what
name
a great
bricks down in
idea.
Flint Park, right?
Oh,
Name the
I
chair.
love, I've got bricks.
Right?
I got a brick for you guys.
I got a brick for you. So there you are. But seriously, there's more creative ways than just saying to the public, hey, throw some money at us so we can
Right.
refurbish this so that these other people over here can make a lot of money. That doesn't make any sense.
Well, they haven't really defined what they would do.
Yes.
And that means they need a sort of a professional leader.
Yeah,
or someone who's willing to put a lot of time in providing
Yes.
a mission
They
statement and all.
haven't thought it all the way through, but there may be something there.
Yeah, we'll see. They're still hopeful. So then you have some really interesting things you brought in that I didn't receive in the mail.
Well, you are not
I
on
don't
the
count.
favored mailing list. That's all there is to it. So,
Yes.
what are we talking about here? We were talking a couple minutes ago about local summit. We were talking about government. Government, ooh. So here are two mailers that we've gotten in our house in the last 4 weeks from an organization called Reclaim New York, www.reclaimnewyork.org. These are expensive mailers. They look like 4 to 6 color printing jobs, and the stock is pretty good. We would wish that we had used stock this good during the time when we were politically active. But let me read you the headlines, and then I'm going to show them so that John can take a close-up of them. This is actually pretty timely. So the first one says, people are demanding change. Change begins with you. Government corruption in New York is a serious problem. You can help solve it. Reclaim New York. And on the front is clearly a white-collar person because they have a tie on and they have handcuffs on. Which we're going to get to is it's very newsy. This is very newsy. On the back it says 90% of New Yorkers can't be wrong. Change begins with you. Dozens of elected officials across this state have been arrested, convicted, and or forced to leave office under a cloud of suspicion and conviction in the past few years. Become a reclaimer today. Hold government accountable. Show them who's boss. This is great stuff. By the way, I want you to know what the mailer is about. It has the faces of a variety of our state legislators, state legislators
them.
and governors. Yes, these are people who have been convicted and gone to jail, or at least convicted. There's Shelley Silver, who's convicted.
Moly.
Yes,
Look at that.
Quite a pile here. There's the fellow from Brooklyn. There is Elliot Spitzer, formerly the governor. And then we have, who used to be the Republican Senate leader? I can't even remember the names at this stage in the game.
I'm not going to say because I'm not sure.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 pictures in focus of people who have been convicted. This is New York State, and we are a place that is saddled with corruption. This is mailer number 1. Mailer number 2. Make your list and check it twice. Time to find out who's been, quote, governor, senator, assemblyman, town board, school board, naughty or nice. This is the holiday season. Get the government you deserve. Look at this. It's perfect.
Show the back.
All right. Back is, forget the fruitcake. Give the gift of caring. Show the politicians you actually care about spending, taxes, and the big C, corruption.
So instead of getting you one Christmas present, I'll donate to them. Is that the idea? And
Well,
I'll say, Ken, this is in your honor.
It's so funny these mailers would come out because a former aide of our erstwhile governor, Andrew Cuomo, a fellow named Joseph Percoco, and 7 others were indicted in connection with an upstate bribery scandal. Run out of what? The governor's mansion. Astounding. Cuomo's ex-secretary and campaign manager.
Oh, you're kidding.
This is a serious guy. This guy is a serious guy. The corruption, it's hard for me to imagine how the indictment just stops at the door of this fellow's office and doesn't actually drift over to the governor's office. But for the moment, Preet Bharara, the United States Attorney for the Southern District of New York, headquartered in New York, a mere 4 blocks away from my office, has
He was asked by Donald
unearthed this,
Trump,
yes.
President-elect,
Yes.
to stay,
yes,
to continue his work,
yes.
and he agreed. So that's really good news. He's a Democrat, that's why it's unusual, but it's fantastic.
Well, it's unusual that the newspapers, like the New York Times, that's now committed to honest reporting, according to their letter to their readers. We are recommitted to honest reporting, says they. They're recommitted to honest reporting. How come the New York Times hasn't made a big deal about that? How come on the editorial page it doesn't say, here is somebody who wants the chief prosecutor of these guys, the guys and gals, 14 of them, right? Mm-hmm. Wants him to stay on irrespective of politics. What's wrong with saying that's a good thing for New York? That may be a good thing for the United States of America. What's wrong with saying that? They can't bring themselves to say anything that isn't just tortured negative. Am I right? So, anyway.
Well, I think they didn't even, the second day after Trump was elected, Elizabeth Warren said she would work with Trump. Now, she's never said that again. But that was in the Wall Street Journal. That was not even reported in the New York Times. Yes.
So, just on the same subject, we talked about this before the show began, on the same subject of corruption. And by the way, let me remind you.
You just love these.
I love it because it's about time somebody did this. This is neither Democrat nor Republican.
Well, we think, right.
Well, we don't know, but we know that they got some money because this is expensive
Right.
stuff. And we know it ain't George Soros because it doesn't plead with the Democrats for love and mercy. But reclaimnewyork.org, that's the place, reclaimnewyork.org. Go look at it. I don't know. Seems pretty good to me. Anyway, aside from Mr. Prococo, we have the Attorney General of the state of New York, one Eric T. Schneiderman, who was sending out a review of the complaints registered on Election Day.
Okay.
Some voters were barred because they weren't registered or they registered too late, and he thinks that's terrible.
Isn't that the law?
Well, he wants to change the law. He has 20 suggestions here. Automatic voter registration. Same-day registration. This is great, man. You bring in your credit card, you say, I'd like to register to vote. Here's some money for whoever you like, the Democrats or Republicans. Online voter registration. There's a fraud if ever there was one, right? Create a system of permanent voter registration. I have no idea what that means. Allow registered voters to change their party enrollment closer to primary day. I don't see, if you give somebody a deadline that says whatever it is, 90 days,
Right.
What's wrong with that? What's wrong with saying 90 days? You now have it. If I say 30 days, you'll still be late, right?
Right.
You have it. 90 days. Why can't you do it? I don't know. Adopt a system of early voting. There's another excuse for corruption. Provide for absentee voting without any reason. Ensure uniformity of poll site hours across the state. Consolidate federal, state, and local primaries on a single day. Can you imagine?
Oh, my. That would be
This
terrible.
is just such an overreach.
Yes.
Enact disaster preparedness protections. What in the hell is it? I have no idea what this guy's talking about. Increase language access. Increase access to language. Protect voters from improper challenges. No improper challenges. Restore voting rights for citizens on parole. Enhance poll worker training and recruitment. There you go. You know those poor folks who work 19-hour days from 5 o'clock in the morning till 10 o'clock at night. Is that a 19-hour day? No.
I don't know.
That's like 17 hours.
I wouldn't do it.
17 hours.
Okay. But they have to get up
for $50
and go home.
Yeah, or whatever it is, $100, and their eyes are falling out of their head, turning the book and then
Right.
counting. Remember the machine votes? Remember with the machines they had to go in the back and read these little teeny numbers. Now, that's only part of what I think is naked campaigning by Eric T. Schneiderman, the Attorney General of the state of New York. But then, this is a New York State publication. Contact us. You can call the Attorney General hotline. It's all about the Internet Bureau, the Healthcare Bureau. He's got all these bureaus listed, and he is now offering
and they paid for this.
The state did.
Yeah.
His budget.
Okay.
And he is now offering his personal political opinions in this here publication, which I regard as, you'll forgive me, corrupt. It's corrupt to use state money, for your personal promotion. And here he goes. Last week, I spoke out against President-elect Trump's reported decision and two particularly dangerous choices, a little value judgment in there, to lead key federal agencies, the EPA and the Department of Labor. And then he says, this is fraudulent. Let me assure you, I'm committed to using the full force of my office to protect New Yorkers. You have absolutely nothing to say about cabinet officers. There's nothing you can do about it. They get to set federal regulations, and you have nothing to say about it. So shut up. But then he says, read my statement on Trump picking climate denialist Scott Pruitt to lead the EPA, and then clicking here. Wow. Is that a political view or what, climate denialist?
Well, and then that it leads you to his personal site,
Yeah,
it sounds like.
This is the state of New York Attorney General's office is saying he spoke out against this and he thinks this is bad.
Do you think we could send that to Preet?
I guess Preet may not be aware of this. Maybe that's a good idea. Maybe we should just send it along.
Well, another face.
But let's send it to Reclaim New York. Maybe they didn't get this. Wouldn't that be fun if Reclaim New York said, hey, the Attorney General is violating the rules of the law in the state of New York? Wouldn't that be fun?
Well, now that we're on a roll, you have to talk about the water repairs that are needed.
Speaking of baloney. Baloney. Look
As
at
in
this.
fake news?
I said, oh my God, no, create news. You create news. We need $800 million to fix our infrastructure. And facing staggering clean water repair costs, Coalition calls for state public works grants and assistance. All right, this is the headline. This is like there's something important to be said here, right? And I have to say, the town of Mamaronec's supervisor, one Nancy Seligson, says, projects discussed not only include needed upgrades to wastewater, opinion, and drinking water facilities, opinion, but the very underground infrastructure of pipes and culverts that are currently crumbling beneath our feet. When she was standing there, things were crumbling and they were making noise. Aging infrastructure is a crisis, not just here in the Sound Shore area, but throughout the county, the state, and the nation. Oh.
So
Great.
who is this coalition?
The coalition is a bunch of politicians who got their pictures taken. The question is, who determined there is $800 million worth of clean water repairs that have to be made?
Who decided that?
Who decided that? Who could have decided that? Let's talk about the big C. Findings
We
for
have
the
about
recently
4 minutes.
for the recently released report on clean water infrastructure needs for communities in Westchester and the Hudson Valley, published by, ding, 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 the Construction Industry Council of Westchester and Hudson Valley and the Construction Advancement Institute of Westchester and Mid-Hudson, Inc. So we have the construction people saying we need a lot of repairs, and then we have, let's count them, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 15 politicians get their picture taken saying we need the state to help us. And who is the leading force on this? Whose report determined this $800 million? None other than the construction industry themselves. Why do I think that that's somehow related to reclaiming New York?
Well, let's send this to.
All right, we'll send this to Preet also.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. Well, so we're not going to have time to do anything else. This is it for our show, huh?
Well, pretty much. I mean, then we had the new Larchmont Village zoning laws, which...
They're not nearly as much fun as this stuff. Right?
This was a real gift for this show, I must say.
This is great. ReclaimNewYork.org. Just go visit it. I have no idea who they are, but they sure got some money.
Well, I wish you and your family a wonderful holiday season.
And us ditto.
Thank
and to
you.
all of our great staff whose pictures are coming up. They're all going to come on TV here, and wish everybody a Merry Christmas, a Happy New Year, season's greetings, and a Happy Holidays.
I think that covers everything.
Does that cover it? All right.
Oh, dear. This hat.
You just saw yourself out.
Thank you very much, and thank you for watching.
Thank you, Rudolph.
Thank you so much. The real people that really matter on the show are behind us. They're the real talent on the show, and we wouldn't have a show if it weren't for you guys getting here early, staying late, and just helping Ken and myself figure out what we're going to do.
Stumbling along.
So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Have a wonderful holiday.
And, yes, and now we can wish Merry Christmas and Happy New Year and season's greetings and happy holidays to
And
everyone
happy
out there.
2017.
Merry
Thank you
Christmas.
all.
Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Happy
Season's
2017.
greetings. Season's
Happy
greetings.
holidays.